If you've lived in central Illinois for more than 5 minutes, you already know that the region is changing. But how much is it changing and what it could mean for jobs, downtown Peoria, property taxes, traffic, and just the overall quality of life? It might just surprise you. So we've got everything from a potential data center on farmland in Pekin to street redesigns in Peoria to an exciting proposed amphitheater downtown and even a family amusement park in North Peoria that's stirring up some questions. So over the next few minutes, we're going to break down what each of these projects actually mean, the facts, the opportunities, the concerns, and the possible long-term outcomes. No spin, just what's known and what's still ahead. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everyone, I'm Tracy Morris with eXp Realty, and I make videos to help you understand the real story about what's happening here in central Illinois. Whether you live here now, are thinking of moving here, or invested in the future growth of our communities. Today's video is all about big developments, economic impact, and controversy, and what's next. So number one is the Pekin Data Center. Let's start with one of the most newest stories. Pekin's sale of farmland to a tech developer, and they are planning a data center. So Pekin officials announced that they've agreed to sell about 321 acres of the 1,000-acre Ludekin property to a tech developer for a data center project. The city is anticipating a potential $20 million a year in new property tax revenue once this project is built and operational. So that sounds good, but it's important to understand the context. Data centers are not like traditional business parks. They typically bring high-powered computing infrastructure and minimal daytime foot traffic. And it can cause some concerns with a lot of the community. So nationwide, communities debating data centers face similar conversations about land use, the energy demand, long-term benefits. Some areas, especially rural counties, have raised questions about whether the land taken out of the agriculture production is worth it, or whether the long-term tax revenue will justify the investment. And in the neighboring counties debating similar proposals, residents have voiced things like electricity rates, power grid strains, water use, and just the local quality of life, even as proponents highlight construction jobs and new revenue streams. So what are your thoughts? Could this be a good addition or a bad addition to the area? Leave your comments below. I'm really interested to digging into this one and seeing how it plays out. So next up, the street conversion project happening in Peoria. If you have been downtown lately, you already know that there is some projects going on, and one of those is the one-way streets into a two-way street conversion. It has already begun. So this might sound like a small detail, but when the cities are converting major corridors back to two-way traffic, it often reflects like a broader strategy towards downtown vitality and business accessibility. And here is why it matters. Two-way streets can improve local business visibility. They often encourage slower traffic and pedestrian activity, which will support those restaurants, retail, and the walkability downtown. Many cities nationwide make similar changes as part of a downtown revitalization strategy. Whether or not the residents love the construction, these changes often aim to make the downtown experience more engaging and commercially vibrant over the long term. But on a side note, am I remembering that downtown Peoria used to have a waterfall of sorts on one of the side roads, and that side road is now an actual road? Let me know if you're an old timer like me. Anyway, let's keep on going. So let's talk about this amusement park. The proposed amusement park is in North Peoria. Now, when I first heard of this, I immediately thought of Alfresco Amusement Park that was on the riverfront in the early 1900s. If you don't know what that is, you gotta look it up. It's really cool. I mean, I always imagine stuff in the vaudeville area, and this was one of the things. I bet it was so cool. But anyway, what's coming up is a little bit more laid back than the Alfresco Park was. According to the recent reporting, developers Mark and Diane Larson are still moving forward with plans to build an amusement park on Orange Prairie Road that's going to feature go-karts, mini golf, and it says other attractions. And the Peoria City Council unanimously approved this project last year. But here's the twist. The city leaders are urging the developers to put a focus on community safety and planning for a family center venue in a growing area. So since Cartville is closed and since the mini golfs in Peoria need a refresh, what do you think? Will this play in Peoria? Let's keep on going. So the next big project is the Peoria Amphitheater downtown Peoria. Have you guys heard of this? This project is estimated at $11 million and has generated a lot of buzz across the local residents and businesses. But to understand why people are super excited and why some are cautious, it helps to kind of look at some of the numbers from a comparable existing asset like the Peoria Civic Center. So in 2025 alone, the Civic Center reported that more than 600,000 attendees were at its events, and many were coming from outside of the area. In other reporting, about 65.9% of Civic Center visitors come from outside the immediate Tri-County area, bringing in the new dollars to downtown restaurants, hotels, and retail. You can see where I'm going on this. To put that in perspective, venues like the Civic Center can act as economic engines for mid-sized cities by attracting tourism, supporting the overnight stays, and encouraging spending in the local businesses. Now imagine adding this amphitheater, that outdoor event space that could host concerts, cultural festivals, and community events throughout the warmer months. And we already do that. We just don't have a space for it downtown. We're always bringing in the temporary stages. So creating a new entertainment option, not currently really available downtown in our market, it's gonna help capture ticket revenue, vendor sales, and parking income, but it'll have a more intimate feel versus the Civic Center, which is massive. So the amphitheaters in similar sized markets often bring tens of thousands of visitors annually, especially in the summer concert season, which we all know Peoria is kind of known for. And that can complement the existing revenues rather than just competing with them. One of the reasons why cities pursue amphitheater projects is because they can activate the public space earlier in the day and later in the evening, creating more of that energy and that foot traffic that benefits the downtown businesses. So yes, this proposal is generating questions fully worth exploring, but will it draw enough visitors to justify the investment? How will it fit into the existing asset like the Civic Center? And what's it going to mean for traffic, parking, and neighborhood quality of life? All right, so let's put all of this together. So when you're looking at these projects together, we've got the Pekin's possible data center, Peoria's street redesign, and North Peoria's amusement park, and the downtown amphitheater proposal. A few things are emerging from what I can see. So there is growth and change that are happening. We are seeing the local lenders and developers move forward on these projects that can bring new jobs and increase the tax revenue and attract visitors and support the local businesses, which I hope you already do because I love doing that. But with that, the growth also brings questions like the land use and the loss of farmland infrastructure strain, the traffic and the neighborhood impacts, maybe even the long-term cultural and economical value. And those kind of questions, they're not really bad. They're just a part of the mature conversation that happens as communities evolve. I really want to know what you think. Which of these projects excites you the most, and which of these make you a little nervous? Do you see these as opportunities or challenges? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you want help understanding how developments like this might affect the property values or where neighborhoods are headed, be sure to subscribe if I can spit that word out. I'm Tracy Morris with eXp Realty. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.